So welcome back to another episode of the Kings of Houston. There's lots of action to talk about this week, and joining me as ever is the King himself, Steve Firth. Have you recovered from all the drama of last week?
Recovering from the drama, but still drying out from last week. So we've had a couple of games, and it's been extremely wet for both games, Sam. So just trying to find some dry socks at the moment.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you'd just come from outside or from out the shower.
All right.
And were you the mastermind behind that smoke bomb that was doing the rounds on social media the other night?
I may have had something to do with it. Yes, there's a few of them. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. And we'll get straight into the thick of the action here. And the Royals USL2 side opened their season against Round Rock, and they had a 2-2 tie. What did you make of the game?
It's a weird one because at the start of the season, I think we mentioned this last time, that you go into these games and these groups that you're playing against are starting up as well, and they may have only had a few training sessions, and they've only just got some of the players coming back from college, and they haven't put their strongest group on the field maybe until week 3 or 4. And so you watch Round Rock playing their first game, which was away at Mississippi, and then the team that they put out there against us was completely different. So it's kind of back to the drawing board as soon as the game starts, because the plan kind of thrown out the window. It was a good game. Round Rock surprised a little bit. They were good. They're going to be, they're a new team in the league, and you don't know what you're going to get. And they actually did a good job. I thought probably the end result was reasonably fair, because I didn't think the Royals played as well as they could have done. But again, they're at the start of their season, so they're learning tactics. They're learning how to set up when they don't have the ball. They're learning how to try and play with the ball and which players to target. So the game started off well. We scored an early goal, which settled us down a little bit. We could have had 2 or 3 more, and I think if we'd have scored the goals early on, the game, we would have won the game. But as the game went on, we kind of became very transitional, kind of end to end. We lost a little bit of focus on controlling the ball, and then Round Rock were good on the counter attack as well. Gave a couple of sloppy goals away, which was frustrating. But to start the season out a loss is important, so that was good. But for us, we kind of felt it was like 2 points lost in a way.
Yeah, it would have been nice to obviously start the first home opening match with the victory, but it was quite an intense game. And like you say, I thought 2-2 was a pretty fair result overall. It was obviously good to get in the lead to start off with early. And we'll move on to the Little Rock game, because this obviously had it all as well. It had goals galore, a red card for the keeper, and we still managed to get the first victory. So you must be pretty proud of how the team dug deep to grind out that result.
It was, and the important thing, or the emphasis on that, was just find a way to win. And it didn't have to be pretty. And again, the weather might have even been worse on that night, on the Saturday night, than it was on the Wednesday. So it was just find a way to win. So, again, played well at times, and what we did do better was our shape was better. We were more organized in that second game. We had a little bit more structure to it, but we played quite direct, and we kind of picked that out as trying to get in behind them quite a bit and turn them, because they were good on the ball. So we wanted to try and hit them on the counter attack. So we got a kind of a freebie first goal with a goalkeeping mistake. Took the lead just before halftime, which is always a great time to score a goal. It changes your whole perspective on how you're doing. We're obviously had the red card just after halftime, which was a bit of a nightmare for having to change goalkeepers and then take one of your outfield players off and play with 10. But they were very well organised, and yeah, the game went backwards and forwards. We actually scored 2 goals with 10 men, which was crazy, and then conceded a couple of goals as well. But they were very well organised, and what was important about that win was the last 5 minutes of the game. Everybody they were tired, they were working hard. They were really working hard to go and press the ball and get back behind the ball and keep the shape and be organised. And there was a lot of coaching going on from the sidelines to try and get that structure right. But they did the job, and that was the main thing. And we walked out of there with a big win. That was important.
Yeah, it certainly was. And one of the things when I was watching the matches that I picked up on over the 2 games was, and Coach Josh touched on it in the post-match interview, was dealing with set pieces. That was obviously, there was quite a few goals let in from set pieces in the games. So that's obviously a key area where the team will have to try and obviously defend a bit better from.
Set plays. They'll win you and lose your games, always. And if you don't don't tighten it up at the back, then you're going to concede them. And a game that you're winning, you might end up tying, or a game that you're tying, you might end up losing. And at the same time, at the other end, we've scored I think we scored 2 or 3 now off set play. So if you get it right at the other end, it can win you games. So it's really important, because when you get to a higher level, goals become more difficult to score anyway. And so set plays become really, really important. So yeah, it's something that I think the guys need to work on this week and need to keep working until that's resolved, and try and shut that down. And one of the best ways to not concede set play, Sam, is not to give them away. And that's, I know it sounds obvious, but sometimes we put that ball out for a corner kick way too easy, and it could be a throw-in, and that's something else we've got to pick up on. So.
Yeah, exactly. If you kind of prevent the means of attack, then it doesn't happen in the first place. And,
exactly.
And obviously, it was a bit wet and a bit windy during the 2 games. But what was it like seeing supporters down at Campbell Road Sports Park cheering the team on?
It was great, and it's such a shame with the weather, because I think we probably had about 250, 250 each game, which was brilliant. And we had the smoke bombs going, like you said, but I feel as though a lot of people obviously shied away from it, just because of the weather, and fair enough as well, because it was really bad. And there's a lot of street flooding and things, so I'm not surprised. So we could have had 500-600 people out there, which would have been brilliant. So hopefully, fingers crossed, as we look forward to this week, we've got a game on Friday and Saturday, I'm sure we'll talk about, and that'll be a great time to get everybody out there. So if you've got a chance to be out there, get out there this weekend and come and support both the men and the women, because it's a game for both of them, and let's see if we can put some good numbers in the crowd this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Get yourself down to Campbell Road, and if the weather was terrible, you can always follow us on My Cujo to watch the games and follow the Royals from another way. And obviously, we're top of the standings going into another busy week. Obviously, there's only been a few games played, but we've got a double header coming up with Texas United. First of all, we're going on the road on Wednesday, then we're facing them off again on Friday at Campbell Road. The players have to be, the fitness levels will be tested this week, won't they? As well as the coaching staffs, the way they approach both matches.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know you said we're top of the league. I think that obviously now with Mississippi playing again and Corpus playing again, they've got 2 wins. So I think we're up there. We're in the Champions League spots, rather than relegation, which is brilliant. But some good teams. There's some good teams at the top of the league there that have won both games. So, but yeah, Texas United's an interesting one again. Got to watch a little bit of them last night. They played Corpus, so we'll watch that back today and get a good feel for how they play. And that was, I think, their first game of the season. So they lost 2-1, I believe, to Corpus. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's really difficult. Wednesday's away, and then you come straight back home on Friday and play again. So there's a balance between feeling the other team out, making sure that you're strong at home and you win your home games. Giving everybody playing time and resting some of the players that can't turn around in 2 days and play again. And picking the right tactics, and learning what the other team play like, so that your tactics on the Friday are perfect. So it'll be really interesting, and they may do the same thing. So we'll it might be a game of chess, we'll see. But yeah, there's a lot to it to get it right. So there'll be some planning today, and kind of putting that in motion of what we want to do this week and how we want to go about it.
Yeah, and not only do we have the men's games coming up, we finally have our WPSL season beginning this week, and the women have a pre-season game coming up before that. Do you want to tell us a little bit about who they're playing?
Yeah, they're playing on Tuesday night, so I think it's a 7:30 kickoff on Tuesday. They're at home, obviously, and they're going to play against our top ECNL girls, which is great. So that's a great chance to bring a lot of our younger kids out there and watch the game, and just show the pathway for those girls, how they can be from where they are to playing on our top ECNL teams to playing with the Royals. A lot of these Royals that are on this roster now are ex-Albion players and are playing at a very high level in Division 1 college soccer. So it's great to showcase what we've got and our talent pool. And then their first game is going to be on Saturday night. So they play Lone Star on Saturday. So that'll be a great home opener. It's Memorial Weekend over here, so we've got a tournament going on as well. So hopefully a lot of those teams coming into town can come and watch that. And then we're playing Lone Star, who will also have some teams in town at our tournament. So hopefully even Lone Star will have some away support. So that should be a good game to go and watch. Yeah,
it should be an exciting, action-packed weekend full of fun soccer. And from speaking with Coach Ben and Dan Hill as well, they intend on playing attacking front foot soccer. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen there. And also, we have some theme nights coming up again, don't we, this week, Steve? So would you like to tell us a bit about them?
I'm sorry, I lost you there, Sam.
Oh, sorry. So we've got a few theme nights coming up this week on the for the men and the women. Would you like to tell us a bit about those?
Yeah, we've got a couple of things coming up. So obviously this weekend is Military Appreciation Weekend, and obviously I don't know if you know over there, but it's Memorial Weekend over here. So that's a lot of military appreciation night for us, and just thanking. So it's a red, white, and blue kind of, everybody can come in whatever they want in red, white, and blue. I'm just looking through because we've got so many games coming up. Which ones are which? For the Lone Star game on the women's side, it'll be a whiteout. So we're asking everybody to come in white shirts, and I think we'll play in white on that evening. So we had a blue out for the men the other day, and everybody showed up in their blue shirts, which was great to see. And so this will be a whiteout on that Saturday night. So yeah, we had food truck night the other night, and we had the blue out. And like I say, military appreciation weekend this weekend with red, white, and blue. And then the whiteout for the women in their big game. So should be a good weekend. And then the games kind of come thick and fast after then. It's kind of hard to, like, you've got one on, we had one on Wednesday, we had one on Saturday, we've got one on Tuesday, we were away on Wednesday, we play on Friday, Saturday. It's like the days just roll into each other and you're not quite sure whether you're coming or going. So it's a long week, but great to see that we've finally back out there post this sort of COVID era where we couldn't play and we can't have people out of the field. So that's awesome. So yeah, hopefully everybody can get themselves out there this week. And I'd say Friday and Saturday, come down, watch the men, watch the women. For the adults, there's some beer for sale, so we can get everybody can have a few drinks while they're watching. Hopefully we'll get some nice weather.
Yes, fingers crossed for some good weather. And you must have not an empty hour in your schedule. And even myself from the UK, I'm watching the games on my Cujo. But for those of you who are in Houston, make sure you join the Royal family and head down to support our guys and girls at Campbell Road this week. There'll be a link in the description below. And as always, keep an eye out on the social media platforms to see all the latest content coming out of the Royal family.